Hello, and thank you for checking out our SIR video series. I'm Mark Wheeler, Managing Partner for Strategic Options and a member of the SIR Marketing Committee. Joining us today is Brian Jones from American Family Insurance, a member of the Annual Conference Committee, as well as the Diversity and Equity Committee. Brian, thank you for being with us.
Hey, thank you for having me. I appreciate it, Mark.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. Now, you've been in the insurance industry for about a decade. What have you learned about the insurance industry that's different than the other experiences that you've had?
Yeah, I've learned the insurance industry continues to surprise me with the amount of opportunity and the amount of just moving parts within this industry. I know there's always different stories of how people got into the industry. There are people that are legacy, and there are people that have kind of fallen into it. I'm firmly in the category of people that fell into the industry. Um, just happened to get a great opportunity in the industry 10 years ago, recruiting agency owners for a captive agency. And at that time, I did not have much of a clue as to the opportunities in the industry. I didn't have that much of a clue as to what all went into the insurance industry. In my mind, it was claims, underwriting, and sales, and that was it. So I continue to be more and more impressed with this industry, just the abundance of opportunities. It's fantastic. And the three options that I mentioned are fantastic opportunities, but there's so many more, so many different paths that you can take. And there's so many just really good people in the industry. So it's been it's been a great 10 years.
Oh, that's great. Well, you and I both share that we kind of fell into insurance,
Mhm.
and that the first half of my career was in consumer packaged goods, so Quaker Oats and Chevron, and that path. And I happened to fall into insurance as well, and it's been a great experience. I've been in it since 2006, so
Okay.
I have seen a bit of a revolution that's gone on, and it's been great. Well, now tell me, how long have you been involved with SIR, and how has the organization been of value to you, both professionally and personally?
Yeah, I've been involved with SIR for, I'd say, a little over 2 years now. And professionally, it's been fantastic because uh, I am on the promotions and events side now. Before that, I was diversity, equity, inclusion, training, recruiting. But the research piece and the work that a lot of people in SIR do has never been an area that I've professionally worked in. And working with the individuals um, through SIR and just kind of learning more about what they do and gaining a little bit more perspective, it gives me deeper insight into the industry, which has been fantastic. And I think it's helped me to do my job better in other aspects because I have a better understanding of that big picture just from working shoulder to shoulder with different people in the industry, not only throughout all of SIR, but quite frankly, other American family people that are involved with SIR and just getting to know more about the industry. And on the personal side, honestly, I've just met some great people. I've met some great people that I would not have encountered outside of this and built some relationships, built some, I believe, friendships that I can't think of any other circumstance where I would have met these wonderful people outside of being involved with SIR. And that's something that I value professionally and personally.
Yeah, it's amazing the networking that takes place and
Mhm.
seeing across different companies, different industries, and different disciplines, right? Within
Absolutely.
the insurance industry, and there's a lot to it. Now, there's a conference that's coming up, the annual conference, which is October 16th through 18th in Las Vegas. And it's exciting to finally be back in person again after some of the remote stuff. Now, why do you think conferences are so important to the industry?
I think conferences are vital to the industry because it's very easy for us to be siloed and be in our own worlds as far as what's happening with our individual organizations, what our problems are, what our solutions are. It's very easy if you're not intentional about it to just be completely, totally wrapped up in. So for me, wrapped up in American Family's world of what's going on and getting out into these industry conferences is incredibly valuable because you get a chance to hear from your peers. You get a chance to get great new ideas of other things that are happening within the industry. Quite frankly, it's nice sometimes to share and commiserate with other struggles that others in the industry are dealing with. Again, it's that networking piece, it's that shared information. And I think these types of conferences give all of us an opportunity to grow and to make the industry better overall.
Oh, thank you for that. Now, if someone is going to the conference for the first time, what recommendations would you have for them in getting the most out of the conference?
First off, if you're going for the first time, understand and give yourself grace that you're going to miss some things. There's so much going on with conferences. There's so many different things, and you want to be involved and you want to take in everything. And it's okay to not get everything all right there at that moment. Certainly, take advantage of any follow-ups that are allowed. That are offered. Take advantage of getting the slide decks. So those are some, I guess, more logistical things. But the biggest thing I would say is take advantage of making some connections that you couldn't make otherwise. That's one of the biggest perks to being there in person. So make some connections, get a chance to meet with some new people, talk to people outside of your comfort zone. One of the things we always say in DEI is, getting comfortable being uncomfortable. So regardless of what your personality type is, try to step outside of whatever your comfort zone may be. Meet some new people in the industry, exchange business cards, or if you want to be a little bit more technologically savvy, you don't need business cards anymore. Just jump in, connect with them on LinkedIn, whatever that may be. But take advantage of connecting with some new people and then being intentional about following up with them. One of the first things that I found the first time I went to a conference was, oh, these great people. I met with all these wonderful people. I've got this big stack of business cards. I'm so excited and ready to go. But then I got back to the office and the real world hit again, and all of the momentum just stopped. So I would say schedule some time, put some on your calendar right now for shortly after the conference to review some of the materials that you looked at and to reach out to some of those people that you connected with at the conference. Being intentional about it.
Oh, that's great advice. Really, really good advice. And I do that as well. I carve out time afterwards to kind of take my notes and
Hmm.
make sure that I'm purposefully reaching back out to folks.
Yeah,
Well, that's
absolutely.
great. Well, thank you for that. Now we're going to go into some fun questions.
All
So,
right.
are you all set?
Yeah, let's
All
do it.
right. All right, here we go. College sports, football or basketball?
I'm a Hoosier. I'm in Indiana, so it has to be basketball.
All right. So, favorite Indiana college team? Butler, Notre Dame, Purdue, IU.
That's not even a discussion. I'm a Hoosier. I'm an alum. My wife's an alum. So Indiana Hoosiers all the way.
All right. Well, my son went to Purdue, so we're kind of a Purdue household. So, best fashion advice you've ever gotten?
Best fashion advice I've ever gotten:
Yep,
be yourself and forget about what anyone else has to say.
here we go.
So whatever it looks like, whatever you like, if it makes you happy, then it's great fashion.
I like it. I like it. What's your favorite color?
Orange.
All right. And streaming services that you use?
Oh, too many, way too many. On a daily basis, the big three are going to be Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus.
All right. Yeah, there's so many of them out there today.
Yeah,
So are you a Marvel or a DC Comics fan?
I am. If we're talking just comics, I grew up more reading DC, but from a movie standpoint, I'm definitely firmly in the Marvel camp.
I hear you on that. Now, what's the favorite room in your home?
The favorite room in my home. That's gonna be 2 different ones. My favorite one is the loft upstairs
Hmm.
because that's where our family spends all of our just relaxing time. There's a couple of really comfy couches there. We hang out and spend our time together. However, the time I spend the most time in my office is right here in my office. So this is where the majority of my day is spent.
There you go. Well, good. Now, when you are out with your friends at night, are you the first one to go home or the last to be out?
I usually play it safe and stay within that middle lane. I will never be the first one to go home. Um, if nothing else, out of sheer stubbornness. Occasionally, I will be the last one out. I suppose it depends on which of my friend groups I'm hanging out with.
Sure.
So I guess I'm more likely to be last one than first. I won't never be the first one to go home.
All right, there we go. Well, final question for you today. If no one is watching, would you sing or dance?
I'm more likely to sing if no one is watching because I'm an awful singer. So I'd rather do that when no one's watching or listening.
Yeah, I think that's why we all sing in the shower, right? It sounds great
Absolutely.
and no one's watching.
There you go.
Well, Brian, appreciate your time today. Enjoyed our conversation, learning more about your work, your commitment to SIR, and about the conference as well. And again, that's October 16th through 18th at the MGM in Las Vegas. So thank you again for your time. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I loved it.